Hello there, everyone. Welcome to episode 16, yes, of Leftover Food Podcast. I'm Trevor.
Yeah, hi, I'm Bruce.
And today is going to be a shorter episode. Not much to talk about. There's time constraints, and there's a purring cat on the table, so our ability to record this going unmolested by feline activities is rather short.
And there's really only one thing we want to talk about.
Pretty much.
But before we talk about the big topic, I want to talk about something different.
Okay.
This is going to be quick. You know of Dead by Daylight, right?
The name rings a bell.
It's a survival... Well, it's kind of like Left 4 Dead. It's on Steam.
Okay. I mean, I assumed with a name like Dead by Daylight, it was some kind of...
They recently announced a trailer for free DLC, and Bill from Left 4 Dead 1 is going to be on the game as a playable character for free.
Bill's the oldest motherfucker in the group, but you just can't kill him.
Yeah, because he's still alive, and he's DLC for crying out loud.
He'll never die. That's cool. I mean, that means they have a deal with Valve as well, if they're allowed to use the character, unless they made some slight changes and call him something different.
Nope, it's actually Bill.
Oh, it's actually Bill.
Just Bill.
Awesome. I wonder if there's voice acting, if the same voice actor
Probably
is reprising some lines. That's cool.
unless they pull like a Frank West, like what they did in Dead Rising 4.
Yeah.
Dead Rising 4 is terrible. I heard a lot of bad things about it.
I haven't played it myself. It's only on Xbox One, isn't it?
Xbox One and PC.
Yeah, I mean, then I'm not playing it because not that I mean, if I had access to a PC, I still wouldn't play it, but I'd be able to.
Well, it's not just that; it's just like the theme of it was just perfect at
Doesn't
the
it
time.
get in, like,
it's just
mech suits and shit.
Yeah, not only that, but it's like Christmas themed, and it came out on Christmas season. So I'm like, that's great at the time being.
Yeah, that sounds.
But
really...
like, if you buy it now, it's March. You're playing a game about like the Christmas season. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, but I don't think you can only enjoy something based around Christmas time. I mean, that's...
I know, but like at the time, it just felt relevant since it was Christmas time, and then you would be able to play it.
Yeah.
And it would feel,
Doesn't he, like, die in that or something?
Oh, no!
Spoilers. I don't know. I thought I heard somewhere that Frank, like, dies at the end of 4 or something. They kill him off.
I heard it
covered
from...
wars, you know.
I heard it from Yahtzee, from his Zero Punctuation video.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he
That's
does.
probably where I heard it from, too.
Yeah, he fucking dies, and I'm like...
Dies.
Well, that's great. That means there's not going to be another Dead Rising game.
Of course
for the
there
greater
is.
good.
Do you not remember the Dead Rising they did about that mechanic?
Oh, 3?
Yeah.
But that one was good.
Was it? I heard
was really
good things.
good.
I heard good things about it.
It was really good.
But it was a launch title for the Xbox One, so I didn't really put too much stake into claims of quality.
I mean, I did also hear that they made Dead Rising 3 an exclusive title only for PC and Xbox One, but they didn't say that for 4. So, like, it's a timed exclusive. For a year, it'll be on Xbox One and PC, and then in the next upcoming holiday season, it'll be on PS4.
What?
Do you get what I mean?
Why? None of the other...
Tomb Raider? The one that... I forgot what it was called.
Just Tomb Raider and then Tomb Raider, I don't know, Lara Croft dies in more horrible ways. Yeah, those two... The thing is, what I'm saying is that none of the other Dead Risings are on PS4 or a PlayStation system.
No, there is.
There is?
Yeah.
Which ones?
They remastered 1 and 2. Well, I wouldn't say they ported it to the PS4.
Oh.
But
okay,
Dead Rising 2 did come out on the PS3 at the same time as 360. Microsoft just paid more money to make Dead Rising 3 exclusively on
then where
Xbox
was I
One.
getting the... I was under the impression that it had always been on Xbox. It might have been because...
Well, the first one was exclusive to 360.
Yeah.
And then...
Oh, no, I played it on 360.
Yeah, and then 2 was on both 360 and PS3, and then they made it back to Xbox exclusive for 3.
Okay, I didn't know about number 2 being on PS3.
The whole exclusivity thing is really stupid sometimes.
It was Capcom, dude. Like, they're convoluted for convolution's sake.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, same thing does go for fucking Tomb Raider.
Yeah, but the thing is, the Tomb Raider ones are a little bit more straightforward in their exclusivity.
It was called
patterns.
Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Rise of the Tomb Raider. Yeah.
Rise of the Tomb Raider was Xbox exclusive for a year, and then it came out on PS4, and that's when people were like, "Why the fuck am I not playing it? It's a year old."
It didn't even do well when it launched either.
Exactly. It's like, oh, you have all the DLC for free. I don't care.
I mean,
game's a year old.
I liked the first. I shouldn't say first. I liked the remastered Tomb Raider.
Mm-hmm.
It was a good game. But Uncharted kind of does it better. Uncharted does the whole... yes, Uncharted undoubtedly owes most of its feel and all that to early Tomb Raiders. Mm-hmm. Tomb Raider, pioneered... I don't know about pioneered because I don't know too much about games back then, but it was the first super popular game of that type, and you can definitely see influence that Uncharted got from it.
And now it's just like Tomb Raider's trying to copy Uncharted.
Exactly.
It's like you're copying a series that,
yeah.
Congratulations, as DJ Khaled would say, you just played yourself. Because it's true. Okay.
Back to the
main topic of today's episode is going to be about the Nintendo Switch that came out a couple weeks ago.
And more specifically...
the bad stuff.
Yes, the problems that some people are having.
Mm-hmm.
It is important, before we get into this, to say that it is not a majority of the systems. It is a very small portion of people that are having these problems.
Yeah, like a 12-minute video arose, but it's just a compilation. Some of them are the same people that appear on the video, but it's not a nationwide issue.
Yeah, there's undoubtedly more people having these problems than just who had access to posting it on YouTube.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's important to notice, out of all the systems that have been shipped, have been sold for the Switch, it having the greatest so far, the greatest launch Nintendo's had.
Yeah. Almost bigger than the Wii U launch too.
No, it is bigger than the Wii U
launch.
No,
even bigger than the Wii launch.
It is bigger than the Wii launch.
Even bigger than the Wii launch.
I don't know what the numbers are right now, but the first day of Switch's launch beat the first 2 days of the Wii's launch.
Mm.
And I'm seeing a lot of people being like, "Oh man, I love this console. It's my favorite one since the GameCube," because everyone loved the GameCube.
Everything about the GameCube was amazing.
Yeah, it was a great fucking console. Mm-hmm. GameCube was amazing. It was the last time they actually made a controller with the damn...
for fuck's sake, Paris Hilton posed with a picture of her holding a GameCube like it's a lunchbox, and I'm like, yes, fuck yes. Amazing.
Oh, what was I saying? So it's having a great launch, and out of all the ones that have sold, artificially low fucking intro numbers. I know for a fact there's more Switches around. Everyone knows for a fact there's more Switches, because right now it's currently sold out everywhere. I should know. I spent a little bit of time this morning calling like 5 different stores around here to see if they got in any over the night. Because as I may talk shit about Nintendo, and I may talk shit about the Switch, I still want to get one.
I didn't. I know for a fact that I didn't go anywhere. I didn't ask for a Switch at all. I didn't buy one because I didn't have any fucking money right now.
Yeah,
that's exactly why I didn't go for it.
The only reason I'm buying it right now is I wouldn't want to spend the money, even though it's ludicrously cheap. I mean, for people who work, $300 is not bad for a home console. A little bit more, $360, and then tax on top of that, because you're probably going to be getting Zelda with it.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's really the only reason to get the Switch at the moment.
I don't know. I think I'd get a Switch to go play Super Bomberman R. That looks really fun.
Is that out yet though?
Yeah, it was a launch title.
Oh, I might have to pick that up too.
It's really good.
But again, I just lost what I was saying. It just comes back to the thing that this video encapsulates problems that some people, a very few, a minority, but some people are having with the Switch, and those things are are problems like the switch not turning on, the switch once it turns on freezing and emitting this terrible fucking screech, like just emits this.
I think my favorite problems of them all is people putting those weird Joy-Con things on the wrong side, and it just gets stuck like cement. And I'm like,
exactly. I don't get. Okay, Nintendo, please explain to me that how you arrived at this design choice, because the little things, the little dongles, the little black strips you see on the side of the Joy-Cons in certain pictures, they slide on with no resistance to either side. But if you make the mistake of sliding, because there's a plus and a minus Joy-Con. I think minus is left, plus is right. And the little black strips have a plus and minus as well to tell you what controller it's supposed to go on. But the thing is, the plus will slide on effortlessly onto the minus. But once it's on the minus, it will not come off. It locks.
it is stuck like cement.
It locks. There is a workaround for it. It's not you haven't bricked your controllers when you've done this, because there was in that video of all the people controlling, they added in a video of a person who found a fix for it. It was that woman with the fucking dab tool, where if you look in the like where it's, you know, connecting to the controller, there's these two little prongs that if you can push up, you can slide it back off. But not knowing that, you get people who are just yanking on it. It's not coming out. That one guy who like ripped his nail off,
and you started bleeding because of that.
Yeah, that makes me cringe. Whenever there's like injury involving nails, I cringe. Whenever there's injuries involving fingers in general,
yeah, you're boned.
Yeah, and then comes the point, and a lot of people because I saw this off Reddit, so I was also looking at the comments. A lot of people saying, like, what happens? There is undoubtedly going to be many a child who fucks this up.
Yeah, that's a given.
That's exactly.
Yeah.
And what are they going to do when?
Like, Nintendo games appeal to children more than adults, basically.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is going to happen. This is going to be a common occurrence. Why didn't you think more about this?
And yes, while it is comparatively easy to remedy, just pushing up those two prongs, if you have a small enough little tool to do it, a little kid's not going to know this. A little kid's going to think he just broke his new console.
And then he's going to start telling on his parents, and then they're going to start crying. And
exactly.
The parents going to be really mad and then take it away.
Exactly.
Congratulations, Nintendo. You just got some person grounded for no given reason. And it's your fault.
I don't even know about that. I just they're going to have a lot of anger directed at them from parents, too. Because, to tell you what, yes, it's an easy solution. But, come on, Nintendo. You know, as well as anybody else, that people would much rather complain than find a solution.
Mm-hmm.
So how many of these parents do you think are actually going to be industrious enough to look up possible fixes to what their kid has done, or even understanding what their kid's done at the first time? How many parents are even clued in to video game consoles and the technology that comes along with them? So already you're playing, you know, with your cards down on the table, and these parents are gonna get angry first, ask questions later.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna be like a parent conference meeting.
Exactly.
Except you're the teacher.
Yeah. They gave their star
balls in their court. You're gonna have to take it.
Mm-hmm. Plus, imagine the injury, like some kids ripping their nails off trying to fucking fix it. Like now you got injured kids. Now you got potential lawsuits on your hand. I guarantee you
there will be a lawsuit.
There's going to be a lawsuit
in the next coming months.
A kid injuring their fingers while trying to pull the thing off because it locked on
and it won't come off.
And you might say, well, you know, it should be that the parents should read the instructions. The parents should should know how to operate it for their child. You should, and all that.
Parents they don't even look at the terms and conditions. Nobody does that.
Exactly. So you can say that, and I agree with you. They should, if you've got a new piece of equipment, if you've got a new piece of electronics, no matter what it is, you should know how it works. You should know the ins and outs of it.
Yep, the innies and outies.
The innies and outies. But you also probably want to design something that's not so... why? Why Nintendo? Like, why not just make it... It slides on regardless of the side. It's not even like you can't... Like, you have to force the minus to go on the plus side. It just slides on normally. So why not just make them universal? What was the thought?
I mean, just get put a notification on saying, "Oh, you put it on wrong." They'll know. They can just simply slide it back off and then put it on the right way.
Yeah, but the problem is once you slide it on wrong, it just locks.
That's true.
Yeah, I mean, if the only indication that you're putting the thing on the wrong controller is the plus and minus matchup, and not any kind of physical resistance to it actually sliding on properly or anything like that, then there's no point in having them have to go to each side. There's, actually there probably is a point. It might have to do with like the type of buttons that are on each side, and the different signals being sent out. I don't fucking know, but why not just make it universal?
It's not that hard.
It's not. Well, I'm not going to pretend to know when it comes to designing the shit, so I'm not going to say it's not that hard, but I'm not going to sit here and say it's probably impossible to do that. Put in a little extra effort.
Fucker.
Save yourselves a bunch of effort down the line. That's how it fucking works.
A couple more things, too. There were dead pixels on the LCD screen.
That one actually pisses me off the most.
Yeah. And Nintendo's response is...
That's why.
That's normal.
Yeah, no, it's not normal, Nintendo. Dead pixels are not normal. Dead pixels happen when a screen is dying. When a screen is defective. When a screen is damaged. You get dead pickles. Dead pickles. Come into a store near you. Put it on your fucking corned beef sandwich. Good time.
Dead pixels is not a normal thing.
It's not normal, yes. And the fucking balls you have to put on your support page the equivalent of, we can't be bothered. Fuck
fine.
You.
It's fine. Don't worry.
Fuck you. You fucking hubris-ridden fucks. I mean...
He can't even say the right words. He's flabbergasted at
Well,
you.
Hubris is the right word. I just couldn't think of it for a second before
I know, it took you a while because you're flabbergasted.
I can't believe they would say something like that. You see this screen that's supposed to show you a clear crystal picture and it's supposed to, give you all the information that you would take in while playing a game. And you see now that there's parts of it that don't work. That's normal. We designed it not to work. Yeah. Fuck you.
It's normal. Don't worry. It's fine. Why is everybody panicking? Don't worry. It's normal.
Again, I want to stress that it's a very small percentage of people that are getting Switches that are having these problems. So if you get a Switch, chances are your Switch is going to be perfectly fine.
There's let's say a 90% chance.
Yeah, a 90% chance that you'll have a good system
with no dead pixels.
Exactly.
But just please pray to something that you are not the 10% that gets the malfunction one.
I mean, even then though, most stores. But the problem is because of fucking availability right now. What are you gonna do if you get a defective console? And normally you'd be like, this one fucking doesn't work. And I'll return it to the store and get a new one like we did with the PS4 we originally got you.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, oh, yeah, okay. And most stores will switch you out a new console.
But this is a Nintendo Switch. We cannot switch out a new console because no availability.
No availability. At least not yet.
You're boned.
And I think Nintendo charges you if you send them the fucking stuff to get fixed.
They have such a long way to go.
I'm not sure about that. I mean, there is.
I'm hoping that actually isn't true.
You can get a warranty through Target. I don't think it's given through Nintendo, but yeah, that's fucking. That made me be like, fuck you. Like the rest of it, I understand. It's only a small portion of the consoles, and I can understand the difficulties that present themselves when creating a fucking game system, and a complicated piece of electronic equipment. But to turn around in your support page and tell the people just fucking deal with it, you can go, sit on a cactus.
That's a new one. I haven't heard that one before.
Let's see, what else?
Hey, you talking shit? Go sit on a cactus. That's like that one comeback from, I think it was from like some old TV show, where this lady's just like, oh, why don't you just go sit on it? Go sit on it. No, it's like it was like,
on what?
I don't know. It's like, I mean, is that supposed to be an insult? Go sit on it. Tell me what to do.
I think
I'm gonna sit on it sooner or later.
I think it's supposed to reference sitting on a dick.
Probably.
Like, go get fucked, basically.
Go sit on it.
But in a less, in a more polite way.
But just go sit on it.
Go sit on it.
Another thing that people have had problems with is the stickers and the skins as well. That
I haven't heard of this one.
Oh man, like the I forgot the name of the company, but there's like a big company that like specializes in putting skins on like cell phones, consoles, like practically anything that you can put skins and stickers on.
I saw Target selling Legend of Zelda stickers to go on the Switch console.
Oh well, I mean that too, but like that they weren't affiliated with it.
Yeah. No, I just mean like I know that's a thing.
Yeah.
I'm just illustrating.
Like putting wraps and skins.
Yeah.
Like these guys, I think it was like DB Design or something. I don't remember what they were called, but they bought a Switch and they decided to design a prototype on putting like stickers and wraps on it.
Yeah.
And it looks nice.
Yeah.
Like fake carbon fiber look on it, and it looks really good. But the problem is when they take the stickers out, it was not so very well with the adhesive. Like it started to peel.
What started to peel?
Like the actual like material on the Joy-Cons.
The
like,
plastic itself?
Yeah, the plastic itself was not very friendly with the sticker. So it left like some nasty marks on it.
That brings in another thing. There's this report that the material they use to make the Switches is pretty chintzy, especially the dock.
Yeah. I mean, have you seen? Oh my god,
that's a cat. And by the way, if you can hear that rumble, that's a cat.
Another thing that would be talking about the dock. I'll talk about that later, but continue what you were saying.
Oh yeah. Well, actually, I was going to start talking about the dock. If you want to keep talking about the stickers, let's talk about the stickers.
Yeah. But the stick, like the company themselves said, and I quote, "If to anybody that actually pre-ordered the stickers and the wraps for the Switch, they will get full refunds." And then they simply said, "Do not buy any stickers or wraps for your Switch just yet, because of that one problem."
That's a problem though that does affect every single owner of a Switch. The thing is, you know what?
If you want to put a sticker or wrap on it, I honestly I wouldn't really care about that.
Exactly, I wouldn't put a sticker on either, except maybe on like the dock. Yeah, so I was thinking like,
I'm gonna put a Vans sticker on it.
Van, yeah, I'm gonna go down there and just go.
Converse sticker.
These are my favorite shoes.
LBJ sticker on it.
Oh fuck yeah, dude!
The C special sticker on it.
Dude, I'll just fucking I'll just go buy a special C and just tape it to my dock and just let it sit there.
Oh my god.
Special C is delicious. If you don't know what we're talking about, then you're missing out. It is a local thing though.
Yeah.
Oh shit! Now they can find us. Anyone who knows about the Special C is like, oh, I know where those fuckers live. Yeah.
Oh well.
You just know the area.
Yeah. You just know the area. It's fine.
I actually would. I would go to one of the I'd go down to the, down there and to one of the tourist shops and grab, because you know they make a
They make special Steve stickers.
yeah, in the style of our city's street signs. It's like it looks like one of our street signs, and it says Special C on it. I wouldn't be opposed to getting one of those and putting it on the dock.
I mean, go for it.
But you know, speaking of the dock, well, first I was going to say that that I don't. This problems thing was thinking, do I want to wait to get a Switch until they fix some of these problems? But then I'm like, I don't. These problems are only a small portion, and then the whole sticker thing, I don't plan on putting a sticker on, so there's still no real harm in me getting one right now.
The true dilemma of yours.
Yeah, but oh, she saw something. She's gonna go get it. Yeah. But yeah, back to talking about the dock, or starting to talk about the dock.
Yeah.
The dock's a piece of shit.
It looks cheaply made.
It doesn't. It is.
It is cheaply made.
Cheaply made. It's just thin plastic. Sorry, that fucking burps. It is cheap plastic, and it's completely hollow, except for a tiny little, like, Raspberry Pi looking fucking circuit board in the very base. Mm-hmm. And so it's just a chintzy little shitty dock. I don't know how it's supposed to amplify the power at all. Like, everything mechanical is in everything, like, hardware wise is in the fucking just the screen, is in the actual little screen bit of the Switch.
Yeah.
The little board down in the base literally just serves to charge and send the audio video output to your TV. Mm-hmm. And I actually heard reports that Zelda runs better off the dock than on it.
What?
Yeah, exactly.
It's supposed to be the exact
exactly.
opposite?
It's supposed to run like 2 times faster in the dock, but apparently Zelda runs better when you're off the dock.
Wow.
But yeah, so the dock has been this is 2 problems. One, it's shittily made, and 2, the Switch itself, the screen of the Switch is very, very easily scratched.
Yep.
And people have been scratching their screens on the dock when they slide it in and out of the dock. It's leading some people to be like, you know what, this dock's so shittily made. It's just hollow plastic except for the very bottom. I'm just gonna cut the front off of the dock, and then it won't fuck with my screen, which I thought about doing too once I get one.
Or you can get one of those microfiber cloths and just put it over it.
Yeah, that's what I ended up deciding to do. I was
thinking about doing that too.
Yeah, I was gonna get a microfiber cloth, or I was gonna get those little. Zach told me about other people who were doing getting those tiny little thin like rubber door stoppers and just sticking it on the inside, and so it keeps it away from the dock.
Oh, that's pretty clever.
Yeah. So I'll just probably do that because I don't want to cut off more of the front of the dock than it needs to keep the fucking screen held in the dock and then have it like fall forward and like rip out the like prongs or something it's attached to. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm just gonna put those in there. Yeah, I mean,
you're basically telling everybody your plan. It's like, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go do this.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go do that.
Yeah, in case people think it's a good idea, they can do it too.
Helpful tips.
Helpful tips. Yeah, exactly. Put little fucking cat noise.
Sponsored in part by your Southern California Honda dealers.
Yeah.
I'm kidding. No, not really. Sponsored by DCH Honda of Gardena.
Yeah. They got the deals,
Yeah. What was that one picture that we saw?
It was Dr. Evil.
Yeah, it was Dr. Evil, but I forgot what it said.
It said, it said, don't you know that DHC or whatever, DCH Honda has the best deals around. And like, it wasn't even a meme. It was just that statement thrown in front of a fucking picture.
It was just a picture of Dr. Evil like holding his arms and hands out when he's about to hug Scotty.
Exactly.
And I'm like, where's the context in this?
Don't get me wrong. It was beautiful. And if you're listening to this, dude who does the electronic billboard for DCH Honda, you're a fucking saint.
You need a raise.
You do need a raise. You're awesome. The shit that you put up there is fucking enlightening. None of it makes sense, but I don't fucking care. It's great.
We're telling you right now, it's terrible, but just keep doing what you're doing.
But it's terrible in all the right ways.
Mm-hmm. Like there's I think there's a picture of Liam Neeson from Taken.
Yeah.
And all it said, it was a scene where it's
where
like...
he's on the phone?
Yeah, where he's on the phone, and then all it said in text was like, DCH Honda, I'll be there. I'm like... What? Can you imagine that same scene where he's just like on the phone? DCH Honda, I'm on my way. People in the movie theaters be like, what the fuck is he talking about?
I don't know who you are. I don't...
DCH Honda?
DCH? Oh, DCH Honda.
I'll be right there.
Right there.
Like, what happens in Taken 2 and Taken 3?
He didn't know. He gave up on his fucking his daughter for some sweet ass deals on some new or used Hondas.
Man. So like in that dimension, none of that happens. Everything from Taken 2 or 3 does not happen.
Yeah, no.
It's just him going to DCH Honda, buying a pre-owned vehicle.
Exactly, and then driving around like town, like getting like a Slurpee.
Yeah,
and like dropping it in.
Maybe Liam Neeson is rich.
Yeah,
but in the movie he probably isn't.
Exactly.
So I'm not gonna say he'll buy a brand new Honda Accord.
Yeah,
it's gonna be a pre-owned Civic. All right, trying to be more realistic here.
I just love the fact that with all these problems in the comic section, there's 3 types of people.
All right.
There is there's the person who is just frothing at the mouth to just badmouth Nintendo.
All right, so foamy mouthers.
Foamy mouthers. They're just there to be like, see, I told you, Nintendo Switch, shitty thing. There's the people who are just like, who realize that, it's only some, and all fucking major electronic releases have had these kinds of problems when they release, irregardless of the company they belong to. And then there's 3, the rabid fucking Nintendo fanboys who will do as many mental gymnastics as are necessary to defend everything Nintendo.
Nintendo honor is on the line here.
As much as the shit I've talked about Nintendo, I consider myself in the second group. Because I don't hate Nintendo, regardless of my previous comments. Mm-hmm. And they've provided me with a lot of great memories when growing up. So I consider myself in that second group. I realize that all major electronic releases have these problems. But I did get into a fight with someone in the third group in the comments section of that, in the Reddit comments for that link.
See, there you go. He didn't actually get into a fist fight.
No.
If he did, the other person would probably be knocked out with lots of
this person was an idiot
on their face.
Because I'm such a fucking hardcore badass. This person was making claims. I don't remember the exact context of what. I could actually bring it up right now and read what was said and what they were responding to. I'll just paraphrase.
All right.
So basically, someone was making a comment about the launch of the Nintendo. Oh, they were making a comment about the launch of the Switch compared to the Wii U. And then someone made a comment thinking that they were comparing, like they're saying that the Switch has had a better release than the Xbox 360 and PS3 and stuff like that. And then another person commented saying, "Oh, he was talking about Switch in comparison to Wii U." And then this idiot comes along and says, "Well, the Switch is having the greatest console release in a while, so it's still wrong." And then I made a comment like, that's not true. So I made the comment that I think you mean to say that it's having the best Nintendo console release in a while. Because it has, and then I actually did research, because this, these people can never be bothered to fucking give sources or provide fucking statistics or numbers when they make claims. They just make bold claims and then get irrationally angry when people prove them wrong. So I looked it up and I found, because Nintendo doesn't like to release exact numbers, but they do release ballparks. So I looked up and found that that by the end of based on the statements that the Wii, that the Switch in its first day outsold the Wii, which was Nintendo's previously best-selling console, did in 2 days. And at the end of 8 days, the Wii had sold 600,000 units. Mm-hmm. So I said, at a very rough, just very easy, rough mathematics can tell you that means that in 1 day, the Switch has at least sold 150,000 units on its first day. Probably a bit more, probably around 200K.
It's around that ballpark.
So that's what I told him. I said, but by comparison, the PlayStation 4 had over 1 million pre-orders and over 1 million sold at launch. Mm-hmm. So I ended by saying that the Nintendo is breaking records, but they're only Nintendo records at this point. And then the person came back with just one sentence being like, well, it was reported in January that Switch pre-orders have outnumbered PS4 sales at launch. And at first, I commented while I was doing research on his claim. Mm-hmm. So at first I said, whose report said this? Nintendo's. Convenient. And then I did some placating bullshit, to, mostly just to make myself look like a good guy in an argument. Uh-huh. Where I said, yeah, the Switch is having a great launch. Who's to say where after the end of the week or after the end of the month how it's going to be? It's still, the jury's out. It might be a very awesome launch. It might actually break some industry records and stuff like that. And then I kept researching and I found the article he was talking about that's made this claim, and it was written in January. Mm-hmm. And I put in an edit. Because I found this shortly after posting, so literally less than a minute later, I'm editing my my comment. Uh-huh. I put in an edit saying, after further reading, I found that it was never claimed that the Switch pre-orders outnumbered PS4 sales industry wide. Mm-hmm. It was never claimed that, which I can give them a little bit of leeway. The article where this was claimed was very misleading, and its title made it sound like that's what they were saying. But you had to actually read the article, and most people don't bother reading the article. They look at the title and they assume all the information that the article has.
Oh boy!
Yeah, and what the actual information was that for a single Swedish company, because that matters a lot in the fucking gaming industry, what those Swedes are up to. Mm-hmm. For their stores, I believe they were called Webhallen or something, was the name of the company. For their stores, they had received more Switch pre-orders than they had sold PS4s when PS4 launched. For that store only. Well, that chain of stores only. Mm-hmm. So that was a single Swedish chain of stores in the entirety of the countries that these consoles are released in that had gotten more pre-orders. So everywhere else, Switch had not given pre-orders, had pre-orders up to that amount. Mm-hmm. But the people who wrote this article, the title was like, is the Switch really smashing PS4 sales and stuff like that, and very misleading. And yeah, so I put in the edit. It was never claimed that it was industry wide. In fact, it's false that it was industry wide. It was just this one company in Sweden that had gotten more pre-orders. And then I also, in a second edit, I'm like, you know what? I should provide the source. So I linked to the article. To give them so I could say that I'm providing sources because this person's just making claims, at that point, the person stopped talking to me. But there had been many a fucking child comment off of these comments. Mm-hmm. And he proceeded to start arguing with other people in the rest of the comments because he stopped talking to me because I started giving him fact. So he started going after the people that he thought wouldn't give like information so that he could seem like he knew what he was talking about. And I've checked up a couple times since then, and he's gone back to those comment threads. The thread's long dead. No one's fucking commenting there anymore. And he's just insulting people. And accusing them of changing the arguments and stuff like that. I'm like, no, you know when you fucking got beat, you idiot. This is why I can't stand fanboys, because you'll just make these broad claims. You'll look at article titles and claim that's all the information there is, and then you'll just fucking get insolent when someone proves you wrong or argues with you. So fuck that dude.
That being said, Sleeping Dogs is the best video game ever made in human existence. And
that's the
anything that
comment.
you say against it, you can go suck my ass, because everything is that you said just now is wrong. All right. It's the best video game ever made that deserves a sequel.
You're not going to.
But we're getting a freaking movie though.
Exactly.
So that's okay.
So I mean, that I there are two reasons for me to bring that up. One, it was to have something to talk about on the podcast. Two, it was just I wanted to just state again how much of an idiot that person was. I'm not above being petty, but
he's just having another Trent. Yeah. Trevor rant for short. For
well,
those that don't catch up.
I was just giving facts right there. I wasn't ranting.
But you do like to
rant a lot. I was recalling events. Yes, I do like to rant. A lot. Yeah, that's what I do, dude. I just call me the next Alex Jones. They're turning the frogs gay, dude.
Stop it.
They're turning the frogs gay.
Stop it.
Stop it. Fucking. What other problems are people having? The fucking whole the picture thing where it turns negative. You saw that, right?
I thought that was pretty funny though.
Yeah.
Hey, you may think that's stupid. You know what I think that is? That's hard mode. Alright? It's just upping the difficulty. Don't be a fucking wimp. Do it.
Yeah, just wait for there to be a puzzle that involves having to know, like, see colors. And
do it.
Like,
it's the exact opposite, bro. It's the exact opposite. Come on. Come on, man. What are you doing? You do that shit on your phone. You can invert the colors on your phone and your computer. Why are you fucking complaining about doing it on the Switch? Bro?
Well, they're not doing it. The Switch is doing it for them.
Good!
I don't know how many people are actually seeking out inverted colors.
Do it, man. Just come on.
Just do it.
Don't be a fucking wimp.
Just do it. Okay, well, that one, yeah, is a little bit...
I find that one funny, though.
Yeah, but how long until it would get old? 10 minutes?
For me, a couple days.
Yeah, okay. And how? So you only plan on having your Switch for
it's not like
days?
I'm going to play the Switch for like 24 hours a day.
Yeah, but would you really want to own a console and not return it that just every time you played, it would always be inverted colors?
If I was filthy stinking rich, yes. So I could just buy another one that actually isn't inverted.
Okay, but you're not filthy stinking rich.
Yeah. That's an if.
Yeah, we have yet to get filthy stinking rich.
So,
then there's the less acceptable color change, and that's the fucking bars that just come across the screen. You saw like the people who were playing Breath of the Wild, and like every time they would look up to the sky, it would just bars would appear across the screen, like the screen would start flickering and shit.
Just catching bars, man. Nothing wrong with catching bars in Breath of the Wild.
Can you hear me now? It's the Sprint dude. Link's the Sprint dude.
Hi, I'm the Sprint guy now. I switched over from Verizon because fuck them.
Were they originally Verizon? Or
Yeah.
I thought it was it Sprint to Verizon?
No, that guy was a Verizon guy. And he switched to Sprint because Sprint paid a lot more money to bring him back.
Fuck, I would too.
No, I'm not gonna say. I'm gonna say right now, Sprint fucking sucks.
Yeah, but if I'm talking from the point of view of the actor, if
I mean, yeah, if you're an actor that you're like, I'm going to pay you a lot of money to just talk shit about Verizon. Is that okay? I'd be like, all right.
I'll be like, how many zeros? Fuck yes. Like,
6 figures.
of course.
Boy. Yes.
I mean, I'd say Hitler did nothing wrong for that money. Not just $5.
No, you wouldn't put that on Fiverr.
Yeah, fucking that derailed my train of thought. What was
it? Really did.
It really did. I don't know.
Remember, Nintendo Switch. Nintendo Switch. That's all we're talking about today.
Yeah.
Except for that first thing I talked about.
And the other little
and
things
the other
we
things.
talked about. Yeah, so
DCH of Honda.
I'll be there.
I'll be there.
I don't know. Other than that, the fact that there's the other just straight up problems like the console not recognizing game cartridges, not recognizing Breath of the Wild.
More specifically, my Breath of the Wild machine is not recognizing Breath of the Wild.
Exactly. At this point, it is a Breath of the Wild machine. With a
problem.
Bit of Bomberman.
Problem. It's a problem.
It's a problem. But I wonder how many of those is actually because of hardware problems and is not because of fucking those people just licking the fucking prongs when they lick their cartridge.
If that actually does happen, then Zach's gonna have a really bad time.
Yeah, I noticed that when you licked his cartridge. I'm like, ooh, you licked the wrong part.
I did?
You licked the prongs, dude.
Oops.
Yeah, like even though he said don't lick the prongs, so I licked the top, and then when you licked it, I think you licked the prongs. I can't be sure, but I'm pretty sure that's what I saw you lick.
Oops.
Well, he can blame it on Nintendo and get a refund,
Get a full refund.
or just get it switched out for a new one.
Switched out.
Like, what's this? Is this another game? Another Switch game?
I don't know.
Feels like it.
It feels like a game, but I don't know what it is.
It's probably a Switch game.
The fuck? What else would he buy?
1-2 Switch, maybe.
No, he's not that stupid.
I don't know. That's
Don't say Nintendo Land because that came with the Wii U.
like 1-2 Switch should have come with it. Like, I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe it's Bomberman.
Nah, I told him I was gonna go get Bomberman.
Yeah, but maybe he wants Bomberman.
Why do that though?
I fucking don't know.
It has 8-player like multiplayer stuff.
Maybe he wants to do single player.
That's stupid. Why the fuck would you want to buy Bomberman for single player?
I don't know. Maybe he just really loves. I remember going over there when we were kids and playing Atomic Bomberman, the most offensive Bomberman.
What?
That was in the 90s. There was a CD. Was it the 90s or like 2000? It was definitely around that. I think it was like maybe like 98, 99. There was a game called Atomic Bomberman, and it had stuff like, they'd burst into bones and stuff when they'd explode. I think I had Bomberman flipping you off at some point. Yeah, it was more edgy. It was 90s edgy.
That's stupid.
Hey, we played the shit out of it though. I mean, it was still Bomberman.
Wow.
So, I mean, it was just, cursing Bomberman, which to kids is awesome. Anything more adult is awesome for a kid.
Mm-hmm. Well, on that note, I think it's time to end today's episode.
Yeah, I think we got...
This episode was brought to you in part by DCH of Honda and Gardena. If you'd like to buy a vehicle, please stop by DCH of Honda.
Okarisimasu. Yeah, and also brought to you by the Nintendo Switch. We're sorry if your console has problems, but it's not our fault.
Oh, as their slogan is, dead pixels? That's fine. It's normal.
All right. Thanks for listening, guys.
Good night.
Bye.